Hello, I'm Patrick, and I'd just like to make a quick video before I continue my commentary on Two Guns. Uh, Today is the 16th of December. It's a Tuesday of 2014. Yesterday there was a siege in Sydney. Hostages were taken in a cafe, and I think I can't remember all the information, but in, like the city central of Sydney. I think I heard 43 hostages were in this one cafe, and I think I also remember hearing there was three culprits, three people, sort of, the hostage dealers, the bad guys, you could say, the terrorists, you could also say. And last night, as I was going to bed, the siege, which was going on for 17 hours, I heard, had begun. The actual siege from the police had begun. A woman was killed. I think multiple people were killed, but I did hear one person was definitely killed. A 39-year-old woman. She was protecting a pregnant woman, apparently. This is just information that I have just discovered recently. I'd like to make this video to state to anyone that is planning to do anything horrible like this, you're a terrible person. You're a complete horrible person. And no matter what your sort of idea plan for this is, keeping hostages, even for anything, is bad and terrible, and you probably know that. I don't know why you're doing this, and I've got no interest why you're doing it. I just want you to stop doing it. You are ruining lives here. I'm going to tell you what I heard last night, and what I saw as well. Last night, I was down here doing my commentary, and at the end of my last commentary, part 6, I came upstairs. I wanted to get a drink of water, and the siege was still going on. My brother was watching on TV, live. By that time, a few hostages had escaped. I think they counted up to 5 or 4, and one had just recently escaped. I think escaped or let go, one or the other. He was wearing a white shirt and black pants. He had his arms up, he was waving and running out, and they went on the ground so that way the police could, handle the situation appropriately, which they did. And then, as I was leaving, nothing happened. They were dealing with the hostage, and moved on. I think about half an hour or an hour later, I came back upstairs to get another glass of water. So I wanted to check back in on the hostage situation, and as I was watching, 5 hostages escaped. This is what the news reporter counted. It was either 5 or 4. An amount of hostages that was more than 2 did escape, and I did witness that. As I was leaving to go back downstairs, I heard one of the news reporters say, "I heard a bang." The news reporters at the time suspected more hostages were leaving. I didn't, because I thought the situation has gone on for long enough that something's happening. And even in my brain, when I heard that the first hostage had escaped, and then multiple hostages escaped, if you're a dealer, if you're someone like that, and you're doing negotiations with the police or something, you wouldn't do that. And we hadn't heard any confirmation about any deal going down. One hostage was let go, I assume let go, and then 5 more. I thought that was odd. Why would you just toss out that amount of hostages so quickly? Apparently they escaped. And then after that, the bang, as I was just saying, was a gunshot, as I suspected. And then I came back inside. I went to the TV, and then there was the police going in. I saw the gunshots. Apparently, the news reporters at the time were saying stun guns were used, and then a police officer was telling the reporters to move back. She said that they were lethal rounds. Well, the only thing that was her exact words, she said something about bullets, I think. Live ammunition, that's exactly what she said, was being used. So, I assume the bullets were being used and bullets were being fired in a room full of hostages. I understand that that's what the police did, and I understand completely why they didn't. But at this moment, I was shocked. Because, personally, well, I just play video games. You know? This is someone that plays video games, and that knows the difference between video game violence and real life violence. I know the difference, as a lot of gamers do. I'm not saying that video games do lead to real world violence. There are a lot of, you know, reports and papers that disprove that theory. And there are also a lot of papers that semi-do prove the theory to be correct. But I'm in the mindset that video game violence doesn't really. And as I was watching it, the gunshots stopped for a bit. The police were going in and out of the building. And then a woman was taken out of the building by paramedics. She was injured. I assume she was shot. I don't know. I don't know what happened to that woman. But people died. At least a person died. I don't know what happened to the hostages. I don't know what happened to the people that were looking after hostages. I only know that one woman died. If you're planning one of these, and I also even heard that this morning there was another hostage situation in Melbourne. I'm pleading to everyone, yeah, and even people that will be hostages, because I heard what happened. The manager apparently grabbed the gun of the guy, and that's why he opened shots, and that's why I heard the bang from the reporter and stuff. If you're a hostage, don't try to be a hero. That might sound terrible, and you may just have to give in, but honestly, that's the safest thing you can do. These are terrible people, and if they're taking you hostage, they have no moral compass. They will fire and they will shoot you. And to the police, I don't discourage the things you did. I'm sure you did them for reasons. But firing in a room full of hostages, no matter if it's, you know, a very professional team of squad units, that's still a very risky move. And I can understand also why you did too. There is multiple sort of reasons why you would go in. But if you could not use live ammunition, that'd be great. But that's just me being a peaceful person. Okay, I'm just putting this and saying that it was shocking, and I hope that no one does any more of this. And if you do plan to do this sort of thing in the future, you will be brought to justice. By either your own people, if you're from another country, or by the Australian police force. We will bring you down. There is no escape. Thank you.